buddy. Hold on. Let me get my stuff together. Let me get this up out of here. Let's see if we can move this. You already know what it is. It's your boy G Bush, rocking and rolling, ready to go. You see what I'm doing right now. Let me go ahead and take these off. Let me take my sunglasses off inside, being rude to my fellow people, to the barbershop welcomers. Let's go ahead and put them down and get these real spectacles on so we can get down to business. It still look the same. Hat still on. We're ready to go. Let me make sure I got mine. There we go. Welcome on in. It's your boy G Bush with another episode of the Barbershop. We are 2 days away from the Cleveland Browns taking on the Houston Texans. And this is the only place you want to be. It's your boy G Bush, rocking and rolling. Got a great show for you playing today. We riding solo today, but I got some new bells and whistles we're gonna talk about a little bit here. We're gonna get into this Houston Texans game. But first, I'm not gonna do no clickbait. No clickbait. Let's get right off into what y'all want to know. Denzel Ward injury updates. We're going to get into that. The inactive, which Cleveland Browns players will be out against the Texans. And let's get right to Denzel Ward, because I think this was one of the biggest pieces of news that we've had so far. Denzel Ward, to me, is an individual who is going to be one of the guys you can't afford to lose. You can't afford to lose a Denzel Ward, and it came out earlier in practice that Denzel was practicing, and he got injured, and everybody in their mind was like, "Oh no, what are we doing with Denzel Ward? Where's my guy at? What are we doing?" And we got this tweet that came down from Ian Rappaport, I believe. Let's see if we can pull this up, and it says from Ian Rappaport. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski told reporters that cornerback Denzel Ward was limited today with a new injury. I'm told he is okay. So this dropped at about 2 o'clock when we were on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. All we had was the fact that Denzel Ward did not fully practice today. He had an injury to his knee, and we were a little bit doom and gloom the second half of the day. But according to Ian Rappaport, the Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski told reporters that Denzel Ward was limited today with a new injury. I'm told he is okay. So that's huge news for the Cleveland Browns because I'm going to tell you what, Denzel Ward is the reason why I'm not even worried about this game. Denzel Ward is the reason, and I'll talk about the second reason I'm not worried about the Browns winning this game. But the first reason is Denzel Ward being out there is the reason I'm picking the Cleveland Browns to go through the Houston Texans. And a lot of people really was on me like, "Oh, come on, G Bush, man. The Texans is, you disrespecting him. The Texans, you disrespecting CJ Stroud." One of my comments that I said on Monday went viral. The Houston media picked it up and talked about how I told them that CJ Stroud had a library card and his running mate up front defensive end. I like him. Will Anderson is still living at home with his parents. And people took that as like, I don't know if they thought I was going to like not double down on that. But listen, bro, like you can't have a rookie be the best player on your team. And the two rookies they have are the best players on their team, arguably, besides Laramie Tunsil. Nico Collins is a guy that's just got to a point where he's playing well this year, and he's been mentioned on that level. But the reason why I'm picking the Cleveland Browns is simply put, Denzel Ward is going to follow Nico Collins anywhere, and Denzel Ward makes the whole secondary slide down a little bit. See, you can win with Greg Newsome at the regular corner and Martin Emerson, but how you become devastating is when Denzel Ward is playing against their top receiver, then you slide MJ Emerson, who's definitely capable on his own of guarding top receivers on the other end, and then you slide a guy like Greg Newsome, who's one of the best man-to-man cover guys in the slot. Now the Cleveland Browns are elite. Now you cooking with gas. Now you look like you got Voltron out there. That's what you're looking at, and when you can get individuals like Denzel Ward ready to play, you're going to be in trouble because what you can do is you can lock down one side of the field. And if they really wanted to, if they really wanted to get cute about it, if you really wanted to put the gravy on the Texans, you could just simply say, look, Nico Collins, shout out to you, but you ain't getting no points today. So we're going to put Denzel Ward and we're going to bracket coverage you. And we're going to have somebody over the top on you specifically. And now you got Dalton Schultz. Make a play. Now you got Singletary. Make a play. That's the great thing about it. So when they said Denzel Ward was injured, I said, oh, come on, stop playing with me. Stop playing around. Playing around with me in that game. Let me throw this in I'm gonna give out a couple questions as we go along. Make sure y'all like this. Make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna throw the first question out there I got to you guys in the chat. I want you guys to answer this. Would you solo up Nico Collins with Denzel Ward throughout the game? Or would you just straight play man up on him, right? Would you double team him, or you think the Browns should just do what they've been doing and letting everybody take their man and taking them out the game that way? So that's the question I'm going to answer. When we get done with this segment, I'll go to the chat and get your responses from that. Do you want the Browns to double down on Nico Collins with Denzel Ward and somebody else, or do you want the Browns to play man-to-man coverage, and why? So we'll throw that out there to you as well. So good news on that front. If you're just joining us, Denzel Ward, according to Ian Rappaport, we'll put it up there one more time. According to Ian Rappaport, he says Coach Stefanski told reporters that Denzel Ward was limited today with a new knee injury. I'm told he is okay. That came out about an hour or so ago. So if you're just tuning in now, that is the latest news from the Denzel Ward, situation. But we do have some other inactives that we do have to get to. Another big-time inactive that we had, Dustin Hopkins. Dustin Hopkins looks like he's going to be inactive for this game. It looks like he may not be back to, if possible, not even this next game, but the next game after that, in terms of kicking. So, he's been, injured a little bit here as well. So he's not going to play in this game against the Texans. And it's kind of funny because he hurt his leg against the Texans and has not played since. So, Kevin Stefanski was asked about this a couple of days ago by the press. And he said, would you like your kicker not to get hurt trying to tackle somebody? If you don't remember, he kicked, the Texans ran a kickback on the Cleveland Browns for a touchdown, a kickoff, and he injured himself trying to tackle the guy. And reporters said, "Hey, do you want your quarterbacks or your special teams kickers to do that?" He said, "Well, look, you want guys, it's a fine line. You want guys to be, smart. You guys want guys to hustle, but at the end of the day, you do want your kickers to think about putting themselves in harm's way, just because there is only one of them during the game. So if it's going to be a return and a kick, I'd much rather, and I agree with him, I'd much rather, if he knows he can't get that guy down on the ground, pull up, bro. Pull up. If you can't get the guy on the ground, there's no need to dive in, pulling a hamstring, messing up an ankle or a quad. That is your livelihood, and we count on these extra points in these playoff games because they're so tightly contested. So you don't want no problems with that, man. I want no smoke with that. So, that's what I'm looking at with Dustin Hopkins. He'll be inactive for this game as well. Another guy who will be inactive as well for this game is Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit returned to practice, and we thought Grant Delpit was going to be a guy that was going to be able to play. He had the surgery. We thought that he was trending towards that. Looks like he's still a couple of weeks away, possibly next week, but more likely if the Browns can continue to win in the AFC Championship game. So Grant Delpit right now is out as well. He will be inactive for this game. But I'll tell you what the thing about Grant Delpit, though, is I'm not too concerned with Grant Delpit. It looks like Juan Thornhill, who's been struggling with a calf, will play. But you got some safeties that stepped up. DeAnthony Bell had a really nice game. I wouldn't say really nice because the Browns got spanked by the Bengals the last game of the year, but he did get an interception. He's been when he's played with the ones, he's come in and done his job, and I thought he did a really good job. Ronnie Hickman is another guy, had the pick six against the Jets. I think Ronnie Hickman has played very well. And so at safety, I'm kind of comfortable at safety. I know Grant Delpit is a Pro Bowl player, and we would love to have Grant back. However, I think that, given the strength of our corners that we talked about earlier in this program, I think that safety is an area where I think the Cleveland Browns do a good job. I think the Browns have done a good job of stockpiling that talent, and I think the safety room is good enough for us to survive and move and survive and advance in the playoffs, given the fact that the depth that they got over there as well. So if you take a look at it right now, it kind of looks like the Browns are getting healthy at the right time. It seems as if the Browns are getting healthier at the right time. And the more and more we go ahead, you're going to start to see some of these other guys get healthy and get back on the field. That means Delpit, he's a week away. Looks like he's a week or two away. You could get Hopkins back 1 or 2 weeks. So the goal of the Cleveland Browns is let's get it done while we got some of our guys down. And I think we have the ability to do that. And I think one of the reasons we do have the ability to get that done is because of the next guy we're coming up with here in a moment. Before we get to our break, let's get to some of your comments as well. Make sure you hit that like button. 270 people live in here. You know what it is. We're getting you ready for the Houston Texans. And the only place to do it is the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show YouTube channel. Got some brilliant stuff coming up. And by the way, if you missed the announcement, this channel, in this particular show, the Barbershop, is going to morph. It's going to be the Ultimate Cleveland Browns show. And what we'll do is we'll have all things Browns content ready for you guys. We'll have some nice guests. We'll have some good things coming up, and we'll make this the go-to place for your Browns content. If you want to check out the Browns throughout the off season, that's going to start coming up in the month of February. So if you're already a person out there that loves this type of content, we're gonna up the ante a little bit and bring that to you guys with the Cleveland Browns as well. Let's go to let's get to this, man. First of all, super chat. Appreciate the super chat. My man Daryl. Hey, Daryl, Kool-Aid Mafia in the building. Wacko for Flacco, Flaccavelli in shorts we trust. Browns 31-17 Lego. I like that. I'll always love Daryl bringing that energy level, man. I agree with you. We ready to do the thing. Let me go ahead and get this down. Let me take this down because so y'all can see. Get these banners together. Here we go. All right, here we go. And we're going to take this. Here we go. Do some little maintenance, little cleaning here. We'll make sure we get these guys together. We'll take this out. So we're almost ready to go here. All right. Here we go. So shout out to Daryl. We appreciate you as well. Let's get back into some of the comments. Let me see. My man Matthew Culpa says told reporters that Ward was limited today with a new injury, but he'll be okay. Yep. Gary Rice said, can Ward ever stay healthy? Man, that was the exact thoughts in my mind. That was the exact thoughts in my mind when I was when we got that news. I said, come on. Like, come on, Denzel. Can you stay healthy? They need to put him in bubble wrap. Matter of fact, during the game, I don't even want Denzel tackling nobody. I'm gonna tell Greg Newsom to tackle all his people. Hey, Greg, you got his tackles. Denzel, you stand up and just make sure they don't go to the house. Well, Matthew said the report Hayden Grove made it sound 100 times better than initial report. Said he finished practice as well. He's fine. Let's do it. Yep. Elliot, we need him on Collins. Saturday, we plan on shutting him all the way up out of here. My people, Denzel will be good to go. Roy, I see, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do what I can do. Somebody in Houston called me Bobby Brown. I said, oh, you want to see Bobby Brown? Oh, you want Bobby Brown? I go for Bobby Brown. Wait till you see this outfit tomorrow. Let's go. Hey, Magnificent Merker, I see you dressed for the Browns funeral. Hey, listen, I like you, man. Listen, here's what we're going to do, because I already said this. I'm not a dude that shies away from competition. So for me, if the Browns lose, you're going to see me right back here. Same place, same time. And I'm going to tell you what I saw and what I didn't see, and we're going to talk about that. Now, you, Magnificent Merker, I need you to show up too. If y'all get touched in Houston, you make sure you pull back up, Don't be a fair weather opposition. If you part of the ops, I need the ops to pull up. You need to spin the block, come right back here, and take your medicine, because that's how I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna take my medicine. I am. If the Browns get smacked, I don't feel we're gonna do that. I'm feeling the gleam. We winning the Super Bowl. Heather, I see you out here. I see she got her bucket hat on too. You got to look clean and sharp out there for these dudes. We trying to show, hey, Houston, this is how you do this. We'll be ready. Ah, man. So I asked people as well. I asked a lot of people as well, what do you want to do? Y'all want to double Nico Collins, or do y'all want to single him up? So let's get some of these. Chill with Los. Nico Collins is gonna break Denzel. Stop. Come on, man. You don't even believe that. You didn't, in your heart of hearts, you don't believe that. You were sitting here earlier like, I hope he hurt. I hope he's out of here. I don't want him to be really hurt, but I want him gone. It's okay. Hey, it's okay chilling with Los. Hey, Los, I was scared too. I'm like, come on, Denzel, stop playing around. Somebody tell me he's just playing. But now he's back in the fold. Now it's back in your court. My man Gino Threats says solo him up. We don't even. Gino said we don't even need to worry about him over there. Gino said we cool. We straight over there. Let's see. Oh, he fragile. He is fragile. We're not gonna lie. We put him in bubble wrap. We gonna put him in bubble wrap. Let's see. Our replacement kicker is good. He'll hold it down. I think our replacement kicker on UCSS, McNuggets put up his stats, and he hasn't missed very many kicks. He just hasn't taken a lot of them. He was the starting kicker for the Lions. He's been doing his thing. Riley, yeah. Carrie Schmiel says, really miss D-Hop. Now, listen, here's what I will say. I think D-Hop not being available will change the way Kevin Stefanski calls this game. If Riley misses some kicks early in this game, plan on going for fourth down. Riverboat Gambler will be out, Stefanski. Riverboat Gambler Stefanski will be in full force. He is not going to play with these kickers. So if you know, he misses one early, trust me, he's going to it. Let's see. Panama G. Bush report saying Denzel should be okay. Yep, we good. Let's see what we got. Let me see. I think y'all all got that. Y'all all got it. Y'all all got it. We preaching, yes, sir. Wow, let me see this. Is this true? Is this true? NFL legend Michael Strahan and his 19-year-old daughter Isabella revealed today her brain cancer diagnosis in an emotional interview. Listen, man, if this is true, I haven't been able to fact check this or whatever, but if it is, my prayers go out to Michael Strahan and his daughter. And that would be unbelievably difficult to deal with, your daughter in such a diagnosis. So shout out to Michael Strahan if that's true, and we appreciate if somebody can confirm that, let us know. But definitely, Michael Strahan, thoughts going out to him in prayers as well. My man Damon says Houston fans believe in the national narratives. LOL. Ohio, what a surprise they are in for. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna be at a surprise. And I'm gonna coming up here in a second, I'm gonna tell you why they should be surprised. I'm gonna break it down. See, there's a couple of things that we miss in here. And one of them is we've been talking a lot about CJ Stroud. We've been talking about a lot about, what Nico Collins can do, but we ain't even talked about the best player on the field. No, it's not Joe Flacco. No, it's not. It's not CJ Stroud. No, it's not Laramie Tunsil. Nor is it Amari Cooper. It's Myles Garrett. We'll tell you why he's in for a big game. We'll come back and do that coming up on the UCSS YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get to my people. Shout out to the people, man. I got to go see Jason, man. Under this hat, believe it or not, got some hair. So I got to make an appointment with my man Jason, book an appointment today. If you want to book an appointment like me, hit him up at 216-385-8861. You can also check out Phenomenal Barbershop on the internet. You can go on and make you an appointment. You don't got to wait in line, no need to hassle and bustle, or just drop in at 11827 Detroit Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio, 44107. And these guys, I tell you what, they're sports enthusiasts. They love the Browns. They'll love, you're going to love the atmosphere, family atmosphere. You could bring your wife to get her hair done. You could bring your small children. They're not doing a bunch of cursing, none of that other stuff. Good family environment, and they get you with the best clean cuts in the city. So if you're local, make sure you check my man Jason and Phenomenal Barbershop out in Lakewood, and they are the official barber of the barbershop. All right, let's get back into this. And one of the things that we talked about a little bit is, and let me see if did I have that? Did I put that in here? I might have not put that in here. That's a doggone shame. But let's talk about this. Myles Garrett. So Myles Garrett, to me, there's been a lot of people that have not been talking about what it is that Myles Garrett brings to the table. And one of the situations is when you look at you look at it and people want to say, oh, well, Myles Garrett this and Myles Garrett that, and he's not the defensive player of the year, and they always want to put TJ Watt in the mix. One of the things we overestimate is just how good Myles Garrett is. And being a defensive lineman, it annoys me sometimes because as playing the position, I know how good he is compared to just what your responsibilities are and knowing what the position entails. But there's so many people out there that have no clue, have never put their hand in the dirt, have never gone against a 300-pound lineman, don't know anything about offense and the defensive line play. And they'll tell you just by basically looking at stats that this guy's better than this. We boiled it down to, guess what? It's all about sacks. Well, no, it's not. Because according to PFF, which I know people, PFF is just one part of the total picture. PFF is not the end-all, be-all, but it is part of the metric along with the All-22, PFF, with film review and statistical and analysis. That gives you a clearer picture and a more well-rounded picture of who's good and who's not. But let's take a look at this. Myles Garrett, according to PFF here, as you can see, Defensive Player of the Year, according to PFF. He had a 94.0 grade, 27.5 win percentage on his pass rushes, and an 18% pressure rating, which is ridiculous. So not just the eye test. It's not just the eye test. Not just the eye test. It's let's look at the analytics. Let's look at what people say on the film, and let's look at the statistics to make a total picture. And if you don't believe me, right? I got a clip here, and this clip is courtesy of Cameron Mitchell. And Cam, we talked to her on the Barbershop on a radio show, News Channel 5, Cam Mitchell. She talks about this. Excuse me, Cameron Justice. Sorry, Cam. I was thinking about Cameron Mitchell. Cam, that's funny. She gonna get on me about that. Cameron Justice. So let's talk about Cameron Justice, and let's take a look at this courtesy of her. And this is a clip about JOK. Basically, they asked him about guys being out, and he just said, listen, what we got to worry about? We got Myles Garrett.
Nevertheless, we have Myles Garrett, right? Let's be honest, right? Although, you may have some guys out here and there, we have Myles Garrett. At the end of the day, now we'll be okay. Again, it's a plug-and-play defense. Of course, those are the extreme playmakers that we do need. But at the end of the day, I think that we've created a culture here that will allow for those guys to kind of step up to the plate, and we want to step up to the plate.
So. And I look at that, and you see what he said. It's kind of funny that when you do have a Myles Garrett, that he's the best player in the field, but we've forgotten to mention how he's going to affect this football game. And one of the things that I expect that you guys should see is Myles Garrett moving around. Laramie Tunsil was one of the best pass blockers at left tackle, but I expect a wrinkle that Jim Schwartz is going to throw out at you is he's going to move him all over the place. He may start him at the opposite tackle just to get quick pressures. So Myles Garrett is going to be all over the field this game, right? And you hear JOK say it. Y'all talking about, yeah, that's good. I'm so don't disrespect to, Grant and some of the guys we got. We still got Myles Garrett. And that by itself is nothing the Houston Texans have. Don't get it twisted. All else fails, we still got the best player on the field. And I think people overlook that all the time. I believe playoff Myles Garrett is going to be different. He's going to come in and make an impact. He's going to come in and he's going to do his thing. I think he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going to come in and letting guys know I ain't about no half stepping. Let's take a look at Myles Garrett. This is another one from Cameron Justice, courtesy of her. She, has this audio, and it's at a press conference, and Myles Garrett is talking about just how special this unit is and how none of those guys are overlooking what the Browns need to be doing right now.
Understand the moment, and appreciate it for what it is. This isn't something that you can take for granted, no matter how many years you've been in the league. And this team is unlike any other that we've all been on. So appreciate the guys you're here with, and like Schwartz said, we didn't come this far to come this far.
He didn't come this far to come this far, right? They didn't come this far to lay it down and come out here and lose to some rookies. And that's the type of mindset I love seeing. I love seeing that mindset when you're talking about what Myles Garrett brings to the table. He's already thinking, listen, we already got our game plan. We got our action. We know what we need to do. We not underestimate nobody. We going out here to play a football game, but we didn't come this far. And when you say that, it just reminds me of I always think about ingenuity and different things like that. And I'm gonna give an analogy, and I'm not by any means making it the same analogy, but I'm a history buff. And I know the mindset that people have when you're facing some level of adversity is that I remember Harriet Tubman always used to talk about how she used to make the trips. And I always marvel at, anytime I'm on a road trip, I always marvel at the ingenuity and the perseverances that people used to have. And just for their freedom, they were willing to risk death. They were willing to risk their freedom. They was willing to cross rivers like the Ohio River or the Mississippi River, and just to get to freedom. Some of them had to go cross the Great Lakes to get to Canada for freedom. And I just think about all the times and all the trips that Harriet Tubman took in helping free slaves from the South to the North, and just her mindset. And the mindset of, I'm not looking, hey, if you decide that you're going to be on the trip with me, we will not let one person hold the group up. We will not let one person hold us back. There is no such thing as looking back. And in general, the thought process is we didn't came this far, finish the job. And I think a lot of what the Cleveland Browns in that locker room probably feel is, we done already had the adversity. We went through the pain. We went through the pain of losing our best players, seeing our dudes fall down. We went through the pain of not knowing as a defense whether or not we were going to get any support from the offense because we were starting younger quarterbacks. But now that you've gotten to a point, you can see the finish line. The finish line is there. You got just as good opportunity as anybody that's in this playoff. You got a Patrick Mahomes that ain't been playing that well. You get guys like Aaron Rodgers that missed the whole season. You got Joe Burrow missing majority of this season, right? The Steelers make the playoffs and they don't even they got Mason Rudolph playing. You look at a team like the Dolphins that's limping into the playoffs, and then you got a team like the Baltimore Ravens, who you've already beat on their home turf before. So when you say, we didn't come this far, it's a great opportunity for them to say, look, we've already been through it. We are here. We at the finish line. Let's finish the job. Don't be content with first wild card. Come finish the job. And the Houston Texans are a team that's in the way. So I think Myles Garrett is going to motivate his unit. I think the defense is going to play inspired, and I think there's another level that they can get to in terms of what they're going to do. Let's get back to the comments. 312 people in here. Make sure you hit the like button for you, boy. It gives us an opportunity. It's a small thing for you guys, but it's big to get this information out to other Browns fans who may not know about the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, who may not know about Browns content living in other countries. So make sure you guys do that. I appreciate it greatly. Let's continue to move. Only thing I'm taking is more Kool-Aid. Let's go, Kool-Aid Mafia. I appreciate you, man. Let's see. Let me see. Keep going. Let's see. A lot of comments about Michael Strahan. We appreciate it, man. You look like Huggy Bear. Hey, this is very plush. This right here is plush. If you listen, you know them little throw covers you put on, man, boy. If you guys get you one of these, your wife will be all up on you. She ain't gonna want to leave you alone. She gonna be all up under your wing right here. Oh man. Browns fans, stay humble, bro. Never overlook your opponents. See, here's the thing. I ain't overlooking nobody. That's the thing. That's the thing about playoffs. When you get in the playoffs, ain't nothing but killers in the playoffs. Ain't nothing but savage dudes in the playoffs. When you get in the playoffs, everybody got a sharp sword. Everybody got a nice infantry and army. Everybody got the latest drone striking material. Everybody that you play in the playoffs got pieces and parts that can get you up out of here. So it ain't even about overlooking them. It's about surrounding and getting around your platoon and getting your guys ready. See, that's the thing I be telling them. I don't disrespect CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud is a special quarterback. I love his story. I think he's a special individual. I think that the Texans and D'Amico Ryans and I pounded the concrete for them, giving that brother opportunity to be a head coach. And it makes me proud to see how they doing it. With that being said, we in the playoffs, bro. And at the end of the day, the Houston Texans is going to the playoffs more than my beloved Cleveland Browns. We take no prisoners. We ready to go. We ain't disrespecting nobody. We just letting them know we coming with our A game. They ain't got to say it. I'll take the darts. Yeah, come over there. There's a fat guy on UCSS that dresses weird that's talking about us. Yeah, that was me. Let's see. Let me see. What up, Kelly Michelle? What up? Well, filling that hat. I have the same. Jacket is fire. I'm getting nervous. I really wish the national media stopped repeating Flacco having no interceptions during the playoffs. Hey, Kelly Michelle, I hear that more. I hear that more, almost as more as he came off the couch. Oh, my gosh. I hate this about the media. Why don't y'all stop? Y'all can't be original. Why do y'all say the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? Joe Flacco came off his couch. He dropped his kids off at the daycare, and then he was on his couch and threw for 300. Joe Flacco, what an amazing story. Oh, my gosh, shut up. Sports media dudes is the most unoriginal dudes in the world. It kills me. They got that same voice, them same stupid cliches. Came off his couch, G. Bush. Who would have thought? Y'all don't think for yourself. I would have thought. If you was anybody with a half a brain, you would have known that Joe Flacco was a better move than playing a rookie quarterback in DTR or PJ Walker. These guys. I was watching Payne's live podcast. Former Houston player, he admitted the Browns defense is special, but I tell you the fans in the chat do not know what our defense is. They are sure they are getting 34 plus. I don't know. I don't know if we give him up 34 plus. Most Texans fans believe we're going to get smoked. Shaking my head. Stats are wild considering he nearly ripped his shoulder apart. Yes, he did. I love CJ Stroud, but he got to catch this smoke this next week. That's funny, man. You guys are awesome, man. Let's get to this. When we get back, there's been a lot of talk about why is it Joe Flacco looks so good? Why is it Kevin Stefanski's play calling looks different? Why is it the Cleveland Browns are actually completing deep passes? What is the catalyst to these changes? I've heard this a million times. I've done a deep dive on it. And my man Jake Burns came up with a great article that highlights a lot of things I've been saying, but he said it a lot more articulate than me. When we come back, we're going to highlight those things right here on the Barbershop. Keep it locked. It's G. Bush on the UCSS network or YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it. Same thing as both. But I always, before we get there, if you are a Browns fan, and shout out to the Kool-Aid Mafia, if you haven't seen one of the great clips, we actually had the Kool-Aid Mafia man himself come to UCSS yesterday. Hey, if you're a Browns fan, why aren't you part of the Kool-Aid Mafia? Understand what we are. They got the Bills Mafia, but the Kool-Aid Mafia is much, much cooler. If you're a Browns fan and you haven't joined the Kool-Aid Mafia yet, what are you waiting for? Show your support by joining the mob. We have a variety of flavors and colors and all types of Kool-Aid drinkers. As you see, we got the orange, we got the brown shirts, we got the original, the tropical punch, and one of my favorites, I like the purple. I like that purple playoff pack that we got as well. You can check out all of the Barbershop merchandise and purchase anything authentically at Barbershop. You will get that at bushlinebeauty.com/barbershop. Once again, bushlinebeauty.com/barbershop is where you can find all of the Kool-Aid Mafia merchandise. All right, so let's dive into this a little bit. We'll be rocking and rolling with you about, we got about 10, 15 more minutes before we get up out of here. Make sure you guys are checking out Behind the Glass. Behind the Glass will be coming up as well. Make sure you're checking out Adam the Bull. Adam the Bull will be on here in the bullpen. He'll be coming up, I believe, at 4 o'clock. So you got a nice little afternoon special. Make sure you check out me when we're finished here. We get you out of here. Go check out Adam the Bull. He's over there on YouTube as well. Make sure you guys are doing that. So let's get to this. And why is Flacco and Stefanski meshing so well? And I've been trying to do a nice little deep dive into this for the last couple of days. And while I was sick, I was looking at some film work, and a couple things jumped out to me. And I was going to do a video, but I was like, no, I got to save my voice. I couldn't talk or anything. And I just logged it away in the back of my mind that when I wanted to get back, we will talk to it. And one of the guys that I appreciate in this industry so much, because I really love football, and I really like the X's and O's of football. And I feel like this guy does one of the better breakdowns of the Cleveland Browns out there. Jake Burns, if you have not checked out the Orange and Brown Report on 247.com, please go do so. He's one of the best at breaking down what they want to do offensively, defensively. I've been a long time subscriber of his material. So he pulled up an article. I pulled up an article of his, and it talked about this resurgence and why it is specifically that individuals like Kevin Stefanski are getting guys like David Njoku open more. Why is it that Joe Flacco is out here looking different compared to some of these other quarterbacks and some of these other individuals that we haven't seen so far? I was on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show today, and I said, it's just refreshing that the Browns look like a professional offense. Before, it looked like every football they threw was in a phone booth. It looked like every time I would watch the 4 o'clock game and be like, why can't we just copy and paste that play? Why can't we just do that? And I was so frustrated. I've been frustrated for years. But this article, and I'll get to this now. This article kind of really talks about that a little bit. Let's get to this first. Let me get to this. Do this. So the first thing that he talks about, and why in his article, shout out to Jake, by the way, why the Browns are becoming a better team and why their passing game looks better, it is the shotgun play action. And I'll read this for you. It's taken right out of the excerpt. Go out. You guys can check out the full content, and I'll probably leave a link in the description. Shotgun play action. There's never quite been a staple. That has never quite been a staple of Kevin Stefanski, and he has done during his tenure with the Browns. He prefers his run and play action looks to come from under center or allow more ball deception in the play action. As always, he aims to marry the run with the pass as often as possible to confuse defenses. Now, as he's evolved as a shotgun running game coordinator or game user, for about a year now, he has needed to find the correct play action to pair with the preferred gun run styles. As you likely know, Stefanski loves to pull his athletic guards in the run game, and when you get into the run game, that still persists. They prefer gun counter or power, where the guards are pulling, or he prefers the pin and pull concepts, where again the guards, even the center, are pulling, to the perimeter. So the idea of matching the look of their gun play action runs needs to marry the same thought process under center. Surprisingly, we saw Stefanski and the offense staff really turn to a guard pulling and shotgun play action here late in the season with their least athletic quarterback. Think about it from the perspective, you got PJ Walker, DTR, Deshaun Watson, all more mobile than Flacco, but he goes on to detail why it is that is important and why it works for a non-athletic quarterback. From weeks 1 through 12, the Browns sat at 15th in the NFL in EPA on, and that's earnings per. I think it's earnings per attempt. So that basically says how good are you at per attempt when you're running a certain thing. So the Browns were 15 in the NFL in EPA on shotgun play action drop, completing 26 of 39 for 306 yards with a touchdown and interception. From weeks 13 to 17, when Flacco took over, alone, they saw a massive uptick in usage, going 18 of 22 for 374 yards and 2 touchdowns. As they continue to combat making life easier on the tackles and Flacco, this wrinkle made the most sense. You slide the line towards the run action, move the backside guard into place, and then you have more talented guard block the tackle in space rather than overwhelmed depth tackle on a traditional drop back. So basically that was a lot that got kind of jargony. It got kind of like, wordy in the end. But the gist of what he's saying is, look, the Browns started to say, okay, we're not very good. We don't traditionally run play action out of shotgun. And the reason we weren't getting any good shotgun plays is because it didn't look the same. Play action means I need to look the same. The run has to look the same. Pass has to look the same. So if you're going to run out of shotgun, you need to have the same looks in action when you run a play action. They've started to do that more often by moving their guards and confusing the defense. One of the things that you can do is when you confuse and run a misdirection and you do things like that, it slows down the processing of the defensive lineman. As a defensive lineman, I don't know if you're running. I don't know if you're going to pass. I don't know if you're going to trap me. I don't know if you're going to screen me. All those things slow down my pass rush. And instead of me getting in my stance and my main objective is getting upfield and going to get the quarterback, now I got to be worried about what are you running? Where's these guards coming from? So that's a big part of what they're doing, and they've gotten better in the shotgun area. So let's continue on. He names that shotgun play action becoming better, right? He also, and I talked about this on Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show for a while, empty formation chip blocking. And that's where you're going to keep your tight ends or the guys that are in your slots or the running backs. they're going to chip guys, which basically means help the tackles by chipping the defensive ends and pass protection, then move into routes. So let's see what Jake has to say about this. Where Stefanski's evolution is also working is how the Browns are mitigating pass rush by creating an empty formation. Stefanski loves to use empty formations because it keeps defenses from getting creative in the blitz game without proving those tells they are going to blitz. So basically, hey, it's hard to get creative when you got 5 wide spreading people out, because now when you want to blitz, you can't just you'll never get there. If they're going to run a corner blitz and you got him at 10 yards on a slot receiver, he's never going to get there if he doesn't cheat up. But when he does cheat up, now you could tell where the pressure's coming from, right? And he said the challenge, however, has been navigating the preference with poor blockers at tackle who can handle the bend and edge rushers. This is when the Browns turned to providing help off the edge with wing aligned tight ends and running backs, occasionally a wide receiver, whose alignment can help them slow down the initial pass rush and create those needed extra split seconds to get the pass off. They are serving 2 needed purposes. The Browns will pair those chip players with routes such as a delay in the seam, which David Njoku used to haul in a short pass and create 40 yards on the 3rd and 15 scenario in week 16. So that's another case scenario, is serving 2 purposes. A, you're going to be able to get some of those guys that are in pass protection, the blockers, the tackles, you're going to get them some help. They're going to delay some of those edge rushers, and then you could run delayed routes off that. You could run delayed seam action, delayed check down stuff, delayed over routes where you drag it across the middle. So it serves 2 purposes. That's why you see the resurgence of a guy like David Njoku. And you say, why the heck wasn't he getting those before? And sometimes, even I've been guilty of this, right? Sometimes we just say it's Deshaun Watson or which quarterback is doing it better, but we don't take into account the evolution of the play caller. The evolution of the play caller in Kevin Stefanski can have you look at 2 different ways, because now he's grown. He's seen what works and what doesn't work. Trial and error. He now is grown as a play caller, and now he's being more creative in how to get these guys open. So that's another telltale sign of saying, why does it look like this, or why does it look better? To be honest, he's just actually in his bag a little bit more. She's in his bag a little bit more. All right, let's continue on. Last one here. This is the last thing that Jake puts out. Once again, check him out on Orange and Brown Report. The final element to the explosive uptick we've seen with this offense is a willingness to call play action at any moment and just throw against expectations. I love this. I love this. This keeps people, like, when I call it, I call it mixed fruit. Like when you dig your hand into a good bag of trail mix, it's like raisins, papayas, cashews, peanuts, M&Ms, sesame sticks, almonds. You get all of banana chips. You get all of that, right? And you never know what you're going to get. That mix is different every handful. And so when you run your offense like trail mix, it be stopping all that blitzing. It be stopping all of that. Oh, we're going to put 8 in the box. No, you're not, because we could run anything. And then we'll get back to this, right? He says, when you play a backup quarterback, as the Browns have for the most of the season, the thought process is normally to tighten up, lean into the run game, and place the smallest burden possible on your quarterback. The Browns did that for as long as they could in 2023. But when Joe Flacco arrived, they decided to trust the veteran to let it rip. I talked about it in my last thing. You got to let Joe Flacco cook. He may give you 2 interceptions, but guess what? He's going to open up a lot of different things for you, because guess what? He's not afraid to keep the ball downfield. Since Flacco's first start, the Browns went from 23rd in the NFL in early pass down rate at 49%. to the highest usage in the league at 65%. Again, pair the pre-snap look with the run game as you see here, and guess what? You got a big problem. So look how he's doing it now. So now, instead of being super predictable on first down by running the ball, because you got DTR, PJ Walker in. Now he's gone the exact opposite. He's gone play action. 65% of the downs. Now you don't know where it's coming from. First down is a rundown. Guess what? Nope, 65%. Hey, let's run 5 wide, and maybe we could get some blitz. Nope, you're not going to do that. I got my guys back here chipping. We're not playing with you. They're going to chip an outside release. So he's bringing those are the wrinkles as to why, as we see it, why is Stefanski and Flacco meshing so well? Because he's evolved as a play caller. He's evolved and seen what he needs to see, and he's marrying that to a guy who has a great arm and is a veteran who's seen every defense. That is why, in just a little short synopsis, why the Browns have been really good with Joe Flacco and throwing the ball downfield. All right. Before we get to the final questions, we'll get to one more break here. We'll come back and let you guys know. It's G Bush here on the UCSS YouTube channel. Don't forget, Behind the Glass coming up. Keep it locked. I think the Behind the Glass is coming up tonight. They're going to have a little bit of a Behind the Glass tonight. Make sure you check those guys out, Earl, Anthony, Mikey McNuggets. They usually come on Wednesdays. But check those guys out. Make sure you subscribe to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show YouTube channel. So when they go live, you'll be notified just like you are in the barbershop. So keep that locked. Make sure you do that, and they'll have some updating on information on everything Cleveland Browns, Cavaliers, as well as the Guardians. Make sure you check out Behind the Glass. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Let's get to some of your comments to wrap this thing up. We'll be out here about quick, 3-4 more minutes. We'll get to your comments as well, and we'll continue to do that, man. Let's see. Let's keep going. See. JOK looks 40 with a mustache, bro. JOK is the oldest looking young guy in the world. JOK is really like 20. I think he's like 23 or 24 or something like that. He can't be no more than 25. Boy, he looked like he's Danny Glover's age. Like he looked like he was in the first Die Hard. The disrespect by this guy, very disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful. I got mad respect for the Houston Texans organization and CJ Stroud. Yeah, I just don't think they're going to beat the Browns. It is. I see DeJuan Jones single-handedly neutralize TJ Watt. I can't say the same for Myles Garrett against anyone this season. Even Trent Williams had to pay homage. Yes, he did. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. I'm telling these Houston fans think they're scoring a bunch of points. I just don't see it. It's the NFL, anything is possible, but I just don't think they're getting 34 on us. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think they're getting 34. I'm worried about the Browns beating themselves in Houston than Houston beating them. Turnovers is a big thing. Turnovers is a big thing in the playoffs. You want to limit them. We're going to see how this is going to work. Let's see. Shout out to Rob. I see you out here, big dog. Defense held it down first third of the season. Now offense is ready. We're ready to do our things. You know what it is. Let me see. Gee, I didn't know we was gonna get a refresher on Underground Railroad. Hey man, sometimes it be like that. Sometimes I'm like, man, listen, that's the thing, man. I just be having a stream of consciousness. I don't know, man. It just popped in my head, man. I was like, yeah, shout out to Harriet Tubman. They like, dang. Cedric the Entertainer, man. Y'all cats is funny, man. Right here. Thank you. We 100% humble. Texans are a good team. Stroud, good D-line. Gonna be a heck of a game. Hey, we never said we all was soft. We see what y'all do. We are very aware. We are very aware what y'all do and how y'all get down. Y'all a good team, man. Deion Flores says, is that G. Bush or Cedric the Entertainer? It is a little said in that. It is, like all jokes aside. It is. Creative Juice, they should know better than think that the AFC North teams are so easy to beat. We ain't. We don't play no games. My man Antoine Cunningham, Cleveland Browns had the #1 defense in the league for a reason. Ain't no Houston Texans getting in the way of that, period. I like that. I like that energy. I like that energy. I like that. Ready to go. All right, let's see what we got. William says, what is Texas doing about the starting receivers that are on IR? Next man up for the Browns. I will say this, the Cleveland Browns have always been a team, they've been saying this year, we used to next guy up, right? Cole, you the GOAT, G. Bush, hype for the game, go Dogs. I appreciate you, Cole, man. I appreciate you out there, man. Man, I definitely do. One last one. JOK got the Idris Elba. He do. He got, listen, if he was on, like, hey, JOK, shout out to JOK, man. Man, he like 65, man. He got a Buckeye card, man. He got a Buckeye card. Gee, how you think we need out of the running game? How much you think we need out of the run game? I think here's the thing. And thank you for the super chat. I think that the run game is going to be serviceable. I just think they need to run it well enough in order to get those guys to commit to it. You got to keep them honest. So right now, I would say that you need about 85, 86 yards. If the Browns get 100 yards on the ground, I think that's plenty enough to make them dudes respect it. And then that's when that play action game come around. That's what it is. With that being said, man, thank you everybody for coming on in here for the barbershop. Let's get it ready to go. I got tingles up my spine. I cannot believe that the Browns is ready to go. 2 more days. It's been a long wait. We ready to go down to Houston and do our thing, win, lose, or draw. It's been a great season, but we're looking for more than just a wild card. With that being said, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you check out Behind the Glass Cigar over here. Check out Adam the Bull as well. And, G. Bush, I'm all over the place, man. I might be on the radio. I might be on television. I might be outside. I might be wearing big funny hats like this one. But you don't know when I'm going to show up. The only thing you can listen to and know when I'm going to come around is you better listen to them Clippers. With that being said, peace. Go Browns. Have a good rest of your evening.